All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's do this. Let's try to make some money tonight. Good evening to everyone. Hope y'all are having a great day. Let's double check everything here and make sure we're good. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Best DJ in town. How you doing, brother? Okay. What we've got here. Yusuf, good evening. Mr. Trong Hong Dao. Appreciate you, brother. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. Yeah. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Those were my days back in the 80s. Older than you think. All right, guys, let's see. I already drank my sorrows away. I had a tough New York session. I had to close it all up and stare at the ceiling for a little bit. But we're back. We're back for more. That's what makes us day traders, right? We take brutal beatings and then we come back the next day like it's nothing. Let's see if we get a little bit of luck on our side. Let me set up my copy trader. I just got some new funded futures network accounts that I'm going to be copy trading tonight. Let's see. I had, like I said, I had a tough New York session. I refused to take a small loss, and it just compounded. The news with Powell did not help. He was going to get fired. He wasn't going to get fired. He was going to get fired. Wasn't going to get fired. And every time they dropped a tweet on that, it was 100 points up, 100 points down. And I actually held through all that. Finally shook me out on the last one. And the market rebounded like it was nothing. I would have had a 0 loss. Horrible trading though, but I did play the bounce, didn't recover everything. So we're back. We're back here for more. And let's see if the losing streak continues, or I manage to survive. Hold on for 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, that was a brutal morning, but not because of the market. I just refuse to take a freaking small loss, but it is what it is. It happens to me all the time after I get a winning streak, and you start building some confidence. You start thinking you're God, you don't need stops, you can hold, it's going to come back, you know more than the world, you know more than the market, and the market is there to humble you. I got humbled today. But it's the past. Let's move on. All right, let's see who else is in town. Best DJ in town. This is the first time I catch you streaming live. Yes, this is the first time. No, not the first time. This is the couple of weeks, or this is the first week I'm doing Asia session every day. I mainly do New York session. In other words, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I do New York session every day. Asia session, or the overnight after hours, I do it every now and then. This week, it looks like I'm going to do it every day. We'll see. Go straight to funded. How you doing, buddy? Hope everyone who's been trading is in the green. That other JC, what's up, brother? All right, let's see what we got here. Looks like it's moving slow. Maybe somebody can light some matches and create a little sense of urgency on NQ. While that's going on, let me see if I see anything that I want to trade. I'm on the 1 minute because I trade New York session, but I don't think we need to be on the 1 minute tonight. Let's see what we got here. King Caesar is long. He's trade, bro. I didn't know you traded the overnight session. King Caesar in the house. Good to see you, bro. I didn't know you traded overnight that often. All right, so let's see. We can try this channel maybe. Maybe if we get a little pop down here somewhere, I'll long. If we get a pop up here, I'll short it. It's moving slow. I don't know how much excitement we can get out of this tonight. Wilson Kondo, welcome to the stream. Good evening to everybody. That is my story. I got humbled like a rookie this morning during New York session. It wasn't the market. It was me. Refused to take a small loss. I've been on a little winning streak on some of these accounts, getting close to payout. And got humbled, got punished for being a fool. And I had to close at a pretty bad loss. Then hopped on that long after the Powell news and recovered a little bit of it. Not all of it. Still in the red for the day. So, hey, it is what it is. We move on. We take it in the chin and move on. Now, do I want to trade minis or micros tonight? Maybe let's start with some micros. QU. Oh, but then the whole chart resets, huh? Okay. All right, all right. Okay, let's go back to this then, and then maybe I'm stuck with minis tonight. I got to set up my chart for micros. All right. Well, it is what it is. Well, maybe I'll watch it here, and I'll have to flip charts. That's what I'll probably do. So let me release the color on this one. All right. Let me bring in my micros over here. Oh, but it still shows me micros chart. Damn it. Don't like that. Don't like that. All right, so I guess I have to create a whole. Clearly I don't trade the Asia that often. I'm used to my minis. Yeah, no, you can't. I haven't figured out how to do micros to mini or mini to micros. It would copy the same thing. In other words, if I enter with a micro, it would copy micros. The problem here is I have a chart on minis, and if I want to trade on micros, everything's gone. So I think for tonight we're going to stick to minis. Let's try to control the pain. And what am I looking for? Can we get down to, what are 2350? Looks like we're trying to flush back down to 23,000. Another test of 23,000 down here. It's probably the only area I would enter, that pivot point at 23,000. Decisions. Yeah, King Caesar, I got to set it up. I do want to trade micros, especially for the Asia. But I didn't get it set up. All right, let's see if we get a little bit of action, a little bit of volatility here, where I can participate in something. Looks like she's wanting to flush a little bit. How far will she go? How far will she go? Bummer. I really want to do micros tonight. But then I wouldn't be able to. All right, we're just going to have to build a chart as we go. How about that? So let's switch to micros. Let me release the link for now. And let me watch my levels on NQ. And then I'll enter a trade here. Yeah, done. That's all we got to do. You don't need to complicate it. You don't need to complicate it. All right. There we go. And then I'll enter positions on this chart. Here we go. All right, we're on micros. Yes. All right, what are we doing here? Are we trying to long this? Are we trying to short it? What are we trying to do? Caesar is long, aren't you? We're going to touch VWAP, 200 SMA down here. Worst that can happen is we come down and flush to 23,000. And that's where your pivot point's at. Yeah, I think we're looking for some type of fade down here to like 23. Test that pivot point. It's about 40 points. So I got two options. Participate into short. It's 23. See what happens at the 200. All right, we're at VWAP right now. Testing VWAP. Where was today's close? Okay. All right, so I think she's wanting to flush. She's looking for a pivot point. 23,000. I'll start with 2 micros at 23.20. Start with 2 micros down here. All right. And if we do come all the way down, I'll give it 23.20, 23,000. And then we'll adjust based on how bad that flush is. Although this may be as far down as we get. You got the 200 SMA at 20. Sorry, yeah, 200 SMA at 25. Where's my entry? All right, I'm gonna need an entry right here as well. All right, we're going to start with the 200 SMA on the 5-minute. And we'll see how much she flushes, playing the bounce. She comes back all the way down to pivot point, then we'll pick it up from there and see how it plays. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Let's pray for dear Jesus that we get the play tonight. All right, here we go. We're coming for that 200 SMA. It's coming for that 200. Possibly flushing all the way down to pivot point. Oh, come on. Don't be a fool. Don't miss my entry. You playing me dirty already? Come on, flush it, let's go. All right, let's get a little push to that 200. The 200 SMA is at 24.75. Can you give me those 5 points to get an entry? I don't want to chase you now. So if we get an exaggerated flush below the 200 on the 5-minute, then I'll have 2 entries here. If it continues to flush, I'll let her flush all the way down to pivot point. And then down here, if we do get down here, I'll make decisions on either to clip it in terms of stop or continue to build on the way up. That's the plan. Flush. I need you to flush and exaggerate that 200 SMA. Exaggerate. No, don't bounce on my entry. I've had a bad enough day already today. Need you to flush that 200, exaggerate it. See, when I need it to exaggerate, it plays a level to the T. Like literally, it just came to the 200. This is what I'm watching, the 5-minute. I'm not just using this chart. Obviously, I have other setups here. But if we look at the 5-minute, how often does it come to the 200 and literally bounce? You know, for everybody who says, well, moving averages are delayed, you can't base it. Well, explain this to me. How did it come to the 200 and bounce? And when I need it to exaggerate, it won't. Unfreaking believable. God forbid I'm in a play where I need you to bounce right there. You won't. You're going to exaggerate it to the downside. And the day I need you to exaggerate to get me an entry, you bounce right there. You can't win. You can't win. Well, I'm trying to get along, King Caesar, but NQ's being NQ. It just bounced at the 200. Come on. Come on. Don't tell me you're bouncing there. Oh. JC, yes, they are lagging, but enough people play them, which is why they work a lot of the times. Yeah, today it literally hit it to a T. When I need it to exaggerate, it won't flush. All right, come on, give me the entry. If you're going to bounce there, give me the entry, and then I'll adjust, and I'll add a little bit more. But I need you to flush. You can exaggerate it. Oh, no. No. Not my day, guys. Not my day. Not my day. I missed an entry by a tick. By a tick. You can't make this up. You just can't make this up. All right. On to the next one. Next setup. The right idea, and I missed an entry by a tick. I missed the bounce by a tick. Literally played the 200, the bounce at the 200. I mean, really? Dude, it did me dirty like that. Look at this. By a tick. I'm not chasing it now. All right, we move on. We move on to the next setup. King Caesar already made his money. Good job, brother. All right, let's see if we get the pullback that I'm looking for to get an entry. Otherwise, I got to wait for another setup. Yeah, best DJ in town. It works both ways. I've been caught doing what you're saying, and then NQ exaggerates the touch of the 200, and you get a bounce further down or further above your position. It's just one of those days that it's playing that indicator or that moving average to the T. And missed the play. It is what it is. Crypto Rico trades, no footprints? Not sure what you mean. Renko 24. I use Quantower. All right, we missed it. We missed it by a tick. It is what it is. I don't know what to say. Sometimes you get them. Sometimes you don't. Crypto Rico, yes sir. Renko. I just don't trade Renko. I know what you're saying. They're not time-based. These are time-based candles. Just not what I use, but I get it. I get it. Oh man. Talk about missing a move. Can't make it up. Missing a move. Appreciate you, Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. You use Sierra charts? Yeah, I've been using Quantower. It's kind of been my go-to for rhythmic connections. I use Quantower with Tradesyncer to copy trade on Tradeify. So for me, Quantower does the job. Of course, I have other chart setups here with TradingView. Miami, nice. All right, let's see if this is a dead cat bounce and we get a little flush down here and have some type of play on a stronger long. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a retest of this area and she'll flush it a little stronger. Let's see. Otherwise, in this case, I missed this bounce by a tick and I'm letting it go. I'm not chasing it. Had the right idea, just didn't get the exaggerated flush that I was looking for, and it happens. All right, let's see if we get the retest of this area, and then we get a little exaggeration here, and we get some type of long position happening. But we do need to reject here at the 20 and the 200 SMA on the smaller time frames. Where's VWAP? VWAP is up at 42, right around here as well. Maybe a little rejection, retest this level, 25, possibly come down to test 23,000, and at that point I'll start building a long. Andres Cruz, yes sir, green is green, my friend. Congrats. Nice, man. Crypto Rico, my channel's coming soon. He trades Bitcoin, NQ, and gold. Nice, brother. Let us know when you're live. Come down and I'll come in and support you. All right, let's see if we get the retest, and this time we get the exaggerated flush below that 200. Again, willing to entertain this all the way down to 23,000, which is where that, what is it, 23,000 is where the pivot point is. And at that point, we're playing the bounce of this whole level. If the level fails, then I'll probably have to set a stop somewhere down here. But I do need the flush to activate this pump. If we're just building a higher low, then still out of this trade. The bounce is in play already, and I gotta let it go. But if you're new to the stream, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Help me out with the YouTube algo. I do live stream every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern for New York session. I trade nasty NASDAQ mainly in the morning. But I've been hopping on the Asia session every now and then. I'd like to do it every day this week, so hopefully you'll see me around here at, 9:15 p.m. Eastern? Oh, maybe I should do that. 9:15 a.m. Eastern, New York, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, Asia, or overnight. I like that. I live in Arizona, so my time are 3 hours. If you're looking at my chart, my times are 3 hours behind New York. So that's why you see the discrepancy in time. But I am live streaming in the present, not live streaming from the past. Just 3 hours behind, that's all. Welcome to the stream if you're new. Like I said, I'm here in sunny Arizona, the desert, where 100 degrees is normal for us. Dry weather. In terms of my trade or what I'm looking for, we just came down and tested the 200 SMA on a higher time frame. I'm on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute. I'm lost the initial bounce, which I probably would have closed here at the 20 SMA. And now I'm looking for the retest. Hopefully a little exaggerated play to get me in position with 4 micros. If it continues to flush, then I have a second level that I'm looking at, which is the pivot point. And at that point, I'll try to pick up the play here. So I got 2 options, a test, an exaggerated test of this level, and we come around this way, or we continue to flush and we come around this way. If it continues to flush to the downside, then I got an out around 980. Either way, as we start going up, I'll start adding, and who knows, maybe we'll get a little trade tonight. King Caesar. King Caesar is King Scalper, bro. You gotta start creating an ID, King Scalper. My man can put 100 trades in 5 minutes. My man. She's not wanting to flush where I want her to flush. Listen, one of my buddies, Caesar, one of my buddies, he's actually a professional trader. He works at a trading firm here in Arizona. That's all they do. They, what is it? HFT, high frequency trading. They're in and out 6-7 seconds in a trade max. They have stopwatches on trading NQ, and it's literally you're in for max 6 seconds, tight stops, and you're just playing 2-3 points. They laugh at this style of trading that we do here on the prop firms. My buddy's like, I don't know how you guys do that. He's like, I'd be bored to death. Crypto, you got a bot for MetaTrader? Nice. Yeah, high frequency trading is what the trading firms do. Professional traders, traders that actually went to school for this and didn't learn it on YouTube like most of us. They're doing HFT, whether it's manual or algo driven. A lot of it is bot driven, and it's continuous, in and out, in and out, in and out. All right, let's see if we get my position. Looking for a stronger flush down there. They're on what is it? Interactive Brokers, or they're all on hotkeys. Most of them are on hotkeys. They're either on their own platforms created in-house, or with one of the brokerages like Interactive Brokers. What's the other one? Lightning something? Edge. Okay, here we go. We're flushing. This is what I need. I need the flush below that 200 with a little bit of exaggeration so I can catch two entries. If she wants to continue to flush chasing that pivot point, I'm okay. I'll let her come all the way down here, and then I'll look for the bounce down here and start adding. But I need entry. All right, I may have to start the position now. Let's get a little patient. Let's be a little patient. Let's see if we get the flush we're looking for. Otherwise, I may have to start it 5 points above where I wanted to. Quantower, I wouldn't. I mean, Quantower, I wouldn't consider an option for high frequency trading. You can use hotkeys. I use hotkeys, but let's just say my style is not high frequency trading, so I haven't tried it for that. It could work. All right, not getting the flush that I'm looking for here. Blue Guardian, I believe Blue Guardian is with futures too. I think I've heard of Blue Guardian with futures as well. All right, I'm going to start a little position up here. I'm going to front run it. If we take the pullback, then I'm still okay building it with a pullback. If we start bouncing here, then maybe I'll start building from here. So we'll see. Yes, I copy trade on Quantower with my Rhythmic, and I copy trade on Tradesyncer using Tradesyncer. King Caesar, out brother. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, brother. $13.62. You're killing it, man. Jalen Thompson. I'm starting to build a position on a long. Yes. I'm looking for a stronger flush, though, to truly build it. If I have to build it from here, then it's a little tricky. But I'm front running it just in case it does pick up from here. TJR, I don't speak negative about any other trader or YouTuber. I know who you're talking about. Seems like a young kid. I have actually watched his videos. I'll be honest, the kid sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He trades, I believe, Forex, NASDAQ Forex version. But he seems like he actually knows what he's talking about. I haven't seen him trade live. He's very big on YouTube and social media. But I believe he's Forex mainly. I could be wrong. Cards fan, I mainly trade 150Ks because I mainly trade minis, and I usually scalp the first hour of the New York Open, so I need drawdown. Tonight, I'm switching to micros to see if I can build a longer position, but we'll see. Jonathan Behrens. I switched over to futures in 2023. I came from options. 2023, I switched to futures and started with Topstep. I think it was 6 months that I traded futures in 2023, and I didn't make a dime. In other words, no payouts. 2024, things changed pretty quickly. I made over 200K in payouts from prop firms. Cost me about 25K, I would say, with evals, activation fees, burned PAs. Most of that was with Apex 20 accounts and Fast Track Trading 20 accounts. This year, though, I switched to 150Ks, and I have not been as profitable as last year. Whether it's because I changed to 150Ks, which means I blow less accounts, but my payouts are extended. I don't know. I'm in a trading limbo right now. 2024, like I said, that's how much I made in payouts, but I mainly traded 50Ks. And those 50Ks, I did all the math. I burned a lot. I'm not trying to come out here as I'm the pro trader, because I'm not. That was I don't want to say a burn and churn, but I definitely had a lot of burned PAs. It cost me about 25K when I did all the math at the end of the day, but I'll do that again. This year I switched to 150Ks. The plan was to burn less accounts and extend them out further. And that has played out. I have burned way less accounts in 2025, but my payouts are way behind what I made last year. Now, last year I had Fast Track Trading with 20 accounts, and I had Apex 20 accounts. This year I have not pushed Apex 20 accounts because of the whole, probation thing. I'm at 5 accounts, and that's all I'm taking payouts. I'm diversified with other prop firms, but all of them are 150Ks. And I got to be honest with you, I have burned less accounts this year, but I have also made less with the switch to 150Ks. If I got to make a decision on mid-year, I may go back to 50Ks, but not rushing it either. It's not like life or death decision. It could be also that I don't have the luxury of 20 accounts with Apex and 20 accounts with Fast Track. I mean, 20 accounts in Apex and 20 accounts with Fast Track, that was 40 accounts 3 months in a row taking payouts. That added up pretty quickly before Fast Track went belly up with those easy rules. I love the 50Ks. My reason to switch to the 150s is I did the math and I'm like, well, if I burned this many 50Ks and I was still profitable, I can burn less 50Ks with the 150s, and just didn't work. What are your thoughts on option strategies like selling premiums? When I traded options, I traded the same. So I think this is why I've been successful with NASDAQ. When I traded options, I learned to scalp options during the open. I played for 1, 2, maybe 3 strike prices, probably, but maybe 2-week or 1-month expiration options, and I was playing 2, 3 strike prices on the open and out. Tesla, Nvidia, mainly, fast moving options during the open, and that's how I traded options. I scalped for half an hour, 1 hour during the open, and I was out, done. Obviously, with options, you're limited to your capital. So if you're making money but taking out, making money, taking out, You just have to hold the bag a little longer to truly make income. With prop firms, when I switch to futures, different game. You mean I can do this? And if I blow the account, it's only $100. But if it plays out in my favor, I can get a payout for $3,000. Sign me up. And I can get 20 accounts? Okay, let's do this. So futures for me has been a game changer, especially with prop firms. That doesn't mean I don't trade my personal. I mainly swing the personal. Or if I see mainly news-related swings. Big flushes to the downside, we love to long those on the personal. All right, hold on. Let me catch up with. I'm going off on tangents here. Let's see, Jonathan. I'm 18, don't know anything about day trading, and I pray one day I can have all the knowledge that y'all have. Jonathan, man, you are in a great position. If you are 18 and you're already looking at day trading, you, my friend, are golden. What do I mean by that? I'm an old man. Don't be fooled by the looks. I got gray hair. I got kids. I didn't realize, or I didn't discover this world until maybe 5 years ago with options, crypto maybe 6 or 7 years ago. If I had found this world in my 20s, early 20s, I mean, my life probably would be night and day. I didn't discover this until really late in life. Again, even if I go to crypto days, that's what, 5-6 years ago that I started with crypto. So what I would say is learn this, man. You're young, learn it. Take the time to actually learn how to trade. And it'll be life-changing for you. It's going to take you years. Manage your losses, start with props. Don't invest your money yet. Start with props, burn, as much as, you got a little division out there, right? The live traders, the ones that have their personal accounts. And I have my personal account. But the ones that focus just on their live accounts, they always come and talk negative about prop firm traders. But here's what I'll say, especially for a young guy like you. Let's say you got 10 grand and you want to start trading. If you open your futures account and you burn $3,000, you just burn $3,000 of your hard-earned income. With a prop firm, you can lose $3,000, but it costs you $100. And you can do that over and over and over again until you learn how to trade. So if you want to trade futures, I would say start with props, burn a couple of accounts. It's how you learn. Burn, get to your payout, or be 1 day away from a payout and burn your account. That's how you learn. It's those lows. When you're at rock bottom, you're 1 day away from the payout, you had $500 to hit a payout, and you blow the account. That's how you learn. You learn from the lowest moments. Those are the biggest lessons. That's how I learned how to trade. I didn't go to school. I'm not a professional trader. I didn't come from a firm. That's not, a lot of our prop firm traders learned on YouTube. They picked up a strategy. They watched somebody. They paid for a course. I would watch YouTube. Don't pay for courses. There's no need. Everything is free on YouTube. But if you're that young and you like to trade, you got to like it. You got to like showing up. Like I said, I do mainly New York session, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That's 6:30 a.m. for me in Arizona. I don't care. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every single day. I take a shower at 5:30. If I haven't been at the gym at 4:30, then I come here. But I love doing this. Whether I lose, I win, lose, or draw, I love doing this. You got to have passion for it. You got to have passion for trading. You got to want to be in front of that chart at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and want to trade it. If that's what you like, if you like to trade 10:30 a.m. or you want to play whatever time frame, you got to love showing up. If you don't like to show up and you're just kind of like, maybe let me try this trade and all that, it ain't for you. And you'll know pretty quickly. All right, Crypto Rico, Jesse, I am 45, same here, same advice. I did stocks and had a broker that made me lose money. Not all new technology didn't exist. Yeah, I think prop firms are a golden era for new traders. Don't look at prop firms as your only way of trading. Look at it as your tuition. What you pay on these accounts, the evals, the activation fees, that's your tuition to learn. And then, once
once you've gotten a couple payouts, fund your personal account with your payouts from prop firms and start trading your personal. So, Rhino, in terms of courses, the reason I say don't buy a course, well, who are you going to buy a course from? Another YouTuber who learned on YouTube? Or are you actually going to go to someone qualified who has a great course, right? That's why I don't recommend courses, because most courses are based on YouTubers. Not to bash anybody who sells courses, but do they have credentials, right? Do they have the credentials? Do they go to school for that? If you're going to pay for a course, pay for something that's proven out there. I don't know a proven course. Yusuf, have a good night, brother. Is my mic messed up? Is it starting to muffle, or what's going on? All right, let me try to do a little reset on the mic.
Is it better now or no? Is it working now or no? Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, back to Rhino. That sounds right. As long if it's an actual trading guy, someone who traded at a hedge fund or a trading firm or a brokerage firm or a trading desk, I can see how those courses bring value. Just if you're going to pay for a course, just check credentials, right? Is it just another YouTuber who learned from YouTube? Is what I was more concerned about. If I could find a mentor that works at a trading desk, a hedge fund, and there's a course, yeah, absolutely, that's a great option. But in my opinion, a lot of that is free on YouTube right now. You just have to find a strategy that works for you. You could pay for the best course, best ICT course. And listen, I got nothing against ICT. I know a lot of personal friends that trade ICT and are very profitable. But you could pay for the best ICT course. If it doesn't fit your personality, it's not going to work for you. At the end of the day, you're going to trade based on your personality. At the end of the day, any course you do is going to be foundation. You are still going to go out there and modify and make changes based on your personality. Otherwise, everyone would be profitable. That other JC. King Caesar, I thought you were supposed to leave, bro. Wifey. Tyson, AI is already replacing, man. You got a lot of HFD, algo, AI-driven trading already going on at firms. We'll see. We'll see what the future brings, but there's already AI-driven algos out there trading for firms automatically. Yeah, Rhino, you're right. As you could, in other words, paying for a course is paying for a direction. If you're lucky and the direction of that course matches your personality, then it was worth it. But if the course doesn't match your personality, you're still going to go out there and look for different strategy that works for you. So a lot of these strategies are available on YouTube or for free. It's just going on, figuring out what strategy you like, what strategy you don't. Grab a little bit of this, grab a little of that, and make it yours. All right, here goes that exaggerated little flush that we were waiting for, and again, missed it by a tick. So we're testing that level again. Let's see if I get an entry on this long, and then let's see if we can get some action to the upside after this. Still missed it by a tick. Yeah, that's the only issue I have. Crypto, you make a good point. It'll build a course is going to give you the foundation, but I guarantee you, you're still going to be fooling around and looking for the strategy that works for you. It'll give you ideas. Just take the time to learn what works for you, is what I would probably say. Just doesn't want to hit my entry, does it? All right, here we go. I think we're going to get another entry. Come on, don't miss it by a tick again. Gotta be kidding me. God damn it, another miss by a tick. This time it actually hit me, and look at this. Unfreaking believable. How rock solid is that level? So if you're if you just tuned in, I'm trying to build a long position here. I missed it here. I missed it again. And I front ran it out of frustration, and it came back down and still missed my entry. I think that was the test of that level. I may have to let it go with 2 micros. I was hoping that it'd come back down and exaggerate a flush here and give me 4 micros to the upside. It is what it is, man. It's one of those nights. But at least you know the level is rock solid if you're missing it by a couple ticks each time. So that was the test. So we came down here, we flushed up a little bit, we were pushed up a little bit, tested some of the moving averages here. We came back down and tested this level, which I wanted to enter. I was hoping for, you know, standard NQ where it exaggerates a level and flushes below it. Didn't get that. But at least I'll make a mental note of this level for tomorrow morning. It's a rock solid level. 23.25. That means it's clear support and resistance in the smaller time frames. I'm going to make a note of this for tomorrow morning. All right, so we're being a little patient. I still think there's more to this flush. It's very close to a pivot point. I don't see why I wouldn't want to touch a pivot point and then bounce. Let's see. See if we get lucky. I'm looking for a stronger flush for the true bounce to happen around the 23,000, but I'll build it as we go. If it picks up from here and the bounce area, in other words, the range for the bounce is this, then you know, maybe I'll wait another 10-20 minutes to see what we do in this range. And if this is the range where it's trying to figure it out, maybe I'll add within the range. But I'll be patient. I'll be patient. All right, it's coming down for more. Let's see if we can start building. 23,000, in other words, down here at 23,000 is where the pivot point out. I'm willing to build it. If it truly wants to test pivot point, I'll build a position open for the bounce or playing the bounce. But I'll monitor as if we dip below 2320. Technically, the pivot point's at 23,000. You got a 4-hour level at 980. So we can have further downside to this. We'll see. We'll see. Well, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, help me out with the YouTube algo. If you're enjoying the stream and the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I live stream from Arizona every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And I'm doing the Asia lately. So I'll try to hop on a little more often here. King Caesar, I'm accidentally on my XFA. Take Profit Trader, I'm on 5 Take Profit Trader evals. I blew my pros, unfortunately. And I've been trying to pass these evals for, I think I'm going into a month. 150Ks, I swear to God, if you trade them without the YOLOing, they're not as easy to pass. But I burn less, I blow through less accounts this year with 150Ks. So I gotta make a decision soon. Stick with not blowing but getting less payouts, or go back to burning more 50Ks but a lot more payouts. I don't know. We'll see. It's really slow tonight. Yeah, man. I've been trying to pass. I'll be honest. I think I've been very close to a month on these 5, but it's been an uphill battle. Close to hitting goal. I think I'm up at 7,500. I was high as 8,500. I lost big today. I lost about $1,200 per all my accounts. So I'm back down to like 7,500. But it's been that. I get close, I come back down. I don't blow them, but I get up to 8,000, come back to 7. Go back up to 8, come back to 6,500. It's just a little frustrating. But again, blowing less accounts this year because I moved to the 150K, but it has affected my payout. Maybe it'll all level out towards the end, and then I'm on a payout run, but we'll see. The Apex 300Ks, man, they're deceiving because you get all that contract size, but you don't get the drawdown. In other words, if you get a 50K with Apex, a 50K has what? $3,000 in drawdown? If you get a 300, you would think it would multiply by 6, right? 50,000 times 6 is 300,000. You would say, all right, if I get $3,000 in drawdown and I'm buying 6 times the account size, well, I should get 18,000 in drawdown. You don't. But then you start YOLOing, so your drawdown is actually less big picture on a 300K with Apex. All right, we finally got touched. So it's deceiving. King Caesar is fading me. He's going to fade me all the way down to the pivot point. Well, like I said, I'm not necessarily saying it's not going to go down. I'm saying I'm willing to build a position all the way down to 23,000, which is where that pivot point is. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think you're short. You're good. You're good because you're scalping it. So I think you'll be fine down to 23,000. Yeah. Yeah, I did some 300Ks last year with Apex, and you turn into a 5 to 8 contract trader pretty quickly, and then realize that you just don't have the drawdown for that. What's the drawdown on a 300K? I think it's like 7,500. It's not even 3 times the amount of drawdown on a 50K. It's moving slow, man. All right, we finally got hit on the second entry. So the level, at least it looks like it's good. Let's see if we get a little push up here, and we get a winning trade tonight. But NQ needs to push. You need to stop, because right now, so far, what we've seen is a failure at the 20. Right, we're in a little descending channel. Ugh, wrong one. So if this is the breakout, then I nailed the second entry, but we can still come back down and continue to play this channel. I'm giving it one more entry. If it does decide to come back down into the channel, then I'll give it this entry, and then we can take it up. If it continues, and like I said, I have 23,000 as the max drawdown I'll take on it. Tory trades trend line? No, this is not a trend line. This is a descending. This is a channel, very different. And as much as Tory trades gets heat for what she does, she just makes it very simple. But trend lines work, my friend. What do you think a bull flag or a bear flag is? It's a trend line, right? Technically, this is a bull flag, right? Trend line. But, of course, people make fun of her. And she's one of the few, in her defense, she's one of the few that shares live broker statements. Very different than posting a payout on a prop firm. Posting a payout on a prop firm, we all know we blew probably 5 accounts before we got the payout. Posting broker statements, that's a different story. There is no such thing as a reset or buying a new account. I will never throw shade on a live trader. That's a different ballgame. I trade my live account, but it's not nearly as profitable as a prop firm income, mainly because I'm not going to risk it in most plays that I trade prop firms. Vinny Cuz, absolutely. That's why I don't. One thing you'll know about me is you'll never hear me speak negative about any other trader, any other streamer. I got respect, and especially the live traders, the ones that actually post live broker statements. It's a whole different ball game. Addy TZ, where's the TP? That's a good question, man. Where should the TP go? I'm waiting to see, if this is truly the breakout out of this descending channel. At that point, I got options. I got VWAP at 40. I got 200 SMA on a higher time frame at 60. If I'm going to stay this long and truly wanting to play the longer TP all the way up to the next pivot point, it's too early, man. Let's see what we get. Let's see what type of price action we get. still building it. It could still flush all the way back down here and give me this entry. I would like 40 with this entry. But I think it's still consolidating in this bigger picture range. I don't think we're out of the range yet, right? We've been in this range since, well, 6:30 my time, 9:30 Eastern, and we've been consolidating. We tapered within that price range, appearing to break out of this selling algo. Let's see. Crypto Rico. Honestly, I mainly do futures now. I do occasionally do options. Crypto, not really. I'll mess around with Bitcoin every now and then if there's a news event or something like that. But majority of my trading is futures. King Caesar is adding. He's adding to his short. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to get 23,000. Like I said, I'm playing along, building a position to the upside. Building that position requires further downside. So I think you're going to get your target. All right, there we go. We're coming back into the channel, potentially coming right back down to test this area. And that's where my next entry will be. Let's see if we get it, or if the bounce happens here, then it is what it is. But do me a favor, if you're new to this stream, smash that like. And enjoying the content, smash that subscribe, and more importantly, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post content. I live stream. Ooh, there's that flush we were talking about. I live stream every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Trade nasty NASDAQ. There's your flush, Caesar. Good stuff. Let's see if we continue this push down to the pivot point. Pivot point's at 23, so we still got ways to go. If it's still not going to bounce here, then we got another level down here, but we still got time. But yeah, help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. If you trade in the morning, I do nasty NASDAQ every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Win, lose, or draw. Took a brutal humbling today. Market humbled me nicely. Recovered a little bit of the loss, but not all of it. I walked out in the red today from New York. But we're back here tonight. Taking it in the chin. Crypto, appreciate the support, man. King Caesar, King Scalper, man. He plays those quick scalps in and out. Oh, crypto, brother, you live in the state or the U.S. territory to be, Puerto Rico, man, no taxes. Didn't Logan move out there? The boxer? A lot of traders actually moved out to Puerto Rico because of that, taxes. Mitch, are you profitable? I hope so, man. I hope I stay profitable. This is what I do now. Well, that's a good life. If you can live your life between Miami and PR, man, you got the good life. Nothing to be complaining about there. What happened to your day job? It no longer exists, my friend. We're doing trading now between prop firms, personal account. That's what pays the bills. Until you see me homeless underneath the bridge. All right, here we go. Continuing to flush into that channel. Ugh. But we're just, so far, is just consolidating there. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, it looks like it's, Caesar, I think your trade's going to go your way. I think it's still looking for that pivot point. We're pretty close to that pivot point, so I don't see why it wouldn't want it. And that helps build my position. Crypto Rico, 45. I'm older than you, brother. I'm older than you. That's why whoever, the young kid that was in here earlier, the 18-year-old, they got it good. They can learn this at 18. That means that if they stick to it for 3-5 years, they're set by the time they're 25. Yeah, there's 3 JCs. There's you, King Caesar. There's that other JC. There's me. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll do the JC, the triple JC show. I'll have both of you on voice or video. Don't be fooled, man. I got some grays. I got some grays for sure. All right, come on. I know you want to flush. Let's come down and then give us the bounce. All right, here it comes down. Now it's looking for that pivot point. That's what this position is based on, 23,000, but front running it if we take the bounce around 2320. If we come back down, if we come all the way down to 23,000, which is the pivot point, then I'll start building a stronger position down there. But so far, still range bound. No decision on that range. And I think because the pivot point is all the way down at 2320, let me not take too much drawdown going down there. Let me add at 2310. So I'll add at 2310, the pivot point, and then I have a final stop. I'm gonna have to maneuver the stop probably around the 80 area. If it's just gonna flush, then there's no bounce and the trade is done. Give me 1 second, guys. I will be right back. All right, what did I miss? Did this thing fall? Market crash? Just ain't right. What's going on, brother? Well, that is the plan. We are playing the bounce at 23,000 and building the position as we go in case the bounce doesn't happen earlier. But 23,000 is the area for the bounce. In other words, the fallback level for the bounce. And then at that point, if we are just going to flush down tonight, then I got to call it quits probably around 980 final stop right down here. Actually, I think I got to give myself a little more wiggle room. That would be the 4-hour level as well. So we'll build as we go. Again, looking for a bounce, whether it's at 23,000 or the 9080 area. If we just fail, then got to call it quits. With that point, I'd be in 8 micros, sorry. Still in the same range, still no direction. Still no direction, but we'll see. I know what you're saying, King Caesar. You and I both like momentum. It's the adrenaline rush. It's NASDAQ. But I got burned bad this morning. This morning, it's the overconfidence. You have a couple of good trades, a winning streak. I was in the green from last night coming into this morning. You come in all confident. You think you figured it out, and the market humbles you. But then again, I was also very stubborn. I refused to take a small loss. It's the refusal to accept that you're wrong. And I took a pretty big loss with the Powell news when Trump tweeted that he was going to fire Powell. That thing tanked, and I refused to let it go. Eventually did let it go and took a big loss on everything. And then played the bounce, but I didn't recover at all. I still ended up about $1,200, $1,300 in the red across all accounts. So, and I added some more evals for tonight and tomorrow. I want to start some more evals, see if I can pass them by in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Futures Analytica. Well, we got time. NASDAQ ain't moving, so let's take a look at Futures Analytica. Let's chat. Analytica. Here we go. Let's see if I can spell. Looks like I can spell. Here we go. Why don't I hide all my... All right, let's take a look at, is this what you're talking about, crypto? Futures Analytica, is this it? What are we looking at here? Am I looking at the way to become a millionaire by next week? No, this is not it? All right. Futures Analytica. Oh, go on YouTube. Is that your world or is that your channel? Can't play YouTube because then it affects the sound for you guys. Okay, I found it. I'll take a look at it afterwards. Because then it's going to mess up the sound for everybody. But I see the same Liazimuth revision 33. It's the same website that I just took a look at. All right, I'll take a look at it afterwards. All right, NASDAQ going nowhere, still range bound. Still range bound. Can we get the flush down to 23? And I'll probably leave this trade overnight. And see where I wake up at. Some minor green or some minor red or some good green. Yeah, today the tilt was insane. I took a lot of drawdown today. Even though there were 150Ks. I didn't need to push them that bad. It was just a refusal to lose. Doesn't happen often. I've controlled my tilt. I've extended my tilt further out, but clearly it was visible today. And I gotta work on that. Yes, it was news related. A lot of that drawdown was because of the whole Powell thing, but that's not an excuse. Yes, I was able to pull the bounce after the Powell news kind of faded out, and he wasn't going to get fired because the whole thing, it was he was going to get fired, he wasn't going to get fired, he was going to get fired, he wasn't going to get fired, and every time was up 80 points up, 80 points down, depending on the tweet. So when finally the tweet was no, he's not getting fired, and Trump takes it back, then you started seeing the bounce today, right? I caught a good portion of that to recover some of it, but I still walked out in the red today. Bad day, bad trading, bad decisions. Not proud of any of that, but that's trading. You can't beat yourself up for it. King Caesar, I did not have emotional control. Hard day to trade. Yeah, today was not the day to lose control, to let emotions take over. If you were able to play levels, today was rock solid if you played levels, today was a nice day for green. If you got caught in the emotions and were stubborn with your emotions, you lost big. Benny Emini, yeah, today was wild. Today I went on tilt. A different kind of tilt. Not the tilt where you just go in and revenge trade and just go in and out and go crazy with your positions trying to chase. I was on tilt refusing to let go of a position. I absorbed a good part of that Powell news dump. In my mind, it was going to pump. The problem was how much drawdown was I going to take on the initial tweet that Powell was going to get fired and you saw everything go down. Eventually, the tweet got corrected and Powell was not going to get fired and the market bounced again. But by then, I had taken a pretty bad loss and I played the bounce, but the bounce didn't recover all of it. So I walked out into red. Silly trading. But it's part of trading. It's part of the emotions. You fall. The refusal to take a loss. Had I taken the small loss, 20, 25 points, stop, it probably would have been in significant green today, playing that bounce after the Powell news faded out. So it happens. It's part of trading. King Caesar, I lost over and over. I should have quit after 500 down, but I could not stop. Yeah, today's a day that the market just acts like a magnet. It sucks you in. And again, if you played the chart and you played the levels, you made a lot of money today. If you fell into the trap of the emotions of those up and downs, you probably lost. Vinny's the man at 71K for the day. There you go. You had a great day. Us noobs, we cry over a $2,000 lost day. But there's big wins, there's big losses. It's what you do with the big loss that matters. We can all brag about the big win. What do you do with the big loss, though? That's where it matters. Tell me about your big loss, and we'll be buddies. Talk to me just about wins. Okay, we all have big win days. It's what you do when you lose. But 76, what is it? 76K? That's a big day, Vinny. Good stuff, man. All right, this market is not going. Still range bound. King Caesar. King Caesar, you're the king of scalping, my friend. You should change that to King Scalper. Seems like you got a nice little strategy, Caesar, man. You've been working that scalping strategy, and it works for you. Tyson, we all go through that, man. I think as a trader, you know, most of us, let's be honest. I mean, some of you may or may not. Most of us did not go to school to learn how to trade. We didn't go to Brown. We didn't go to Tufts. You know, we didn't go to a business school to learn how to trade, right? So a lot of this is learned through YouTube, courses, whatever you did to learn this. But I still think the biggest lessons in trading happen with your losses, with your big losses. My biggest changes in trading have happened with big losses. When you close everything down, you're sitting in that sofa or bed, and you stare at the ceiling for like 2 hours. What the hell did I just do? That's where traders are made. I respect traders who brag about their losses. The big days, yeah. Are you posting losses? Are you talking about your losses? That's where traders are made. Anybody can win in the market. Anybody can YOLO. It's, can you absorb the losses? Can you absorb not blowing accounts, right? Prop firm trading allows us to blow accounts and reset and reactivate or buy a new account. In the real world of trading with a live account, you don't have that option of resetting. You don't have that option of buying a new account. You blew $3,000, you blew $3,000. In the prop firm world, $3,000 cost you $100. That's why I do have, as much as people hate on Tori Trades. Listen, she's one of the few live traders out there that post broker statements. If you're going to brag about being a live trader, let's see those broker statements. Otherwise, quit it with the noise. For us prop firm traders, we know that every payout comes with a ton of burn accounts. That's why we're prop firm traders. Live traders, I got a lot of respect for the live traders that post broker statements. That's a different ballgame. Now you're showing your credentials. I'm not there. I trade a live account, but it's nowhere as profitable as a prop firm. Why? Because you can blow an account, you can blow $3,000 and only cost you $100. You start all over, big deal. That's why prop firm trading has become such a game. It's become the gamification of prop firm trading, right? I think it was John Skelton, the CEO of Apex. He's coined the term burn and churn, right? And most profitable traders, most of your big payouts right now, especially if you're looking at all the big payouts, they have all been up front. There's not one prop firm trader, I'm not mentioning names, that has gotten a big payout who hasn't acknowledged that it came with a ton of blown accounts. That's the advantage of prop firm trading. You can blow a ton of accounts, get your payout. Vinny E. Meany, my winning days and losing days. Stay up on my live stream. I was posting rookie statements when she was still in diapers. Oh boy, here goes the hate towards Tori. Like I said, I'm not gonna hate on Tori or any trader or any live stream or any YouTuber. That's not my style. I think she does a great job with her content. She posts broker statements. Whether her strategy works or not, we don't know. But she does have the broker statements to prove it. I kind of stay away from the whole speaking negatively about any trader or any YouTuber. Not my style. For what I know, she's successful. That's all. King Caesar, I learned from my losses. Yeah, man. For us prop firm traders, traders that learned this, like I said, without going to school for this, or I'm by no means a smart guy. Picked up a simple strategy that got me some nice payouts, and that's what matters. Slowly build on that strategy and hopefully build it over the next couple of years. No, you just said she was the only one, so yeah, I took offense at it. I don't have anything against Tori. I'm just saying she's young and she's advertises everywhere, so no surprise. Nothing to take personal. I think we're just talking about traders in general. I'm not saying Tori is the only person that posts broker statements. What I'm saying is I have a lot of respect for live traders who post broker statements. She's not the only one. There's a few that I watch actually trading futures that do that. But nothing personal here against anybody. It's conversation. And I think on that note, let's leave the conversations about other traders and other streamers before it gets hot in here. Let's just talk about trading and see what happens with NQ here. Mario, Tori is hot, man. Whether she knows how to trade or not, I got nothing but love for that girl. Let's keep it at conversation, guys. There's no need to escalate conversation. Nothing personal here at all. What I do know is NQ is stuck in this range going nowhere. And we're just stuck here. Is that Tori from WWF? George Panos, futures contracts might get reworked at some point. Yeah, I mean, they've been discussing changes, regulation into the futures prop firm industry. It's just talk. Nothing really happens. I haven't seen anything happen. Tori, King Caesar, Tori is also hot. Yeah, man, I can't speak negative about someone who's built a great YouTube channel, strong following, is traveling all over the place. I'm not there. I'd love to be there. So how can I hate on that? All right, here we go. Can NQ finally pop out of this? Otherwise, we're stuck in this all night. King Caesar, how much you made tonight with your crazy scalps? I think you still have a play for your short. Like I said, I'm waiting for the flush down to 23,000. We're so close. I would think NQ wants to test that pivot point before we get an actual bounce. But I don't know. How long is it going to take to get there? Buy Tesla and thank me later. I used to think that way. I don't know about Tesla lately. I haven't read up on Tesla in a while. I know they're making more money on their batteries than their cars, but I haven't read much on Tesla lately. All right, here we go. Looks like we're finally getting the touch of that pivot point that I'm looking for. If you're not going to bounce here, then come down to the pivot point and either give us a bounce or flush to infinity and we'll call it a night. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, and more importantly, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post content. I've been live streaming New York every day now, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I live stream Asia overnight every now and then, but this week I've made a commit. I'm going to do it every day, so you'll see me here until Friday, God willing. So thanks for all the support, for you guys tuning in. Like I said, if you like the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. And I'm just another trader just like you. By no means a guru. I don't sell I don't sell courses. I don't sell anything. Just here to trade. Have a little bit of fun. Win, lose, or draw. We do it live. Come to Miami, rent a Lambo for videos. Who knows? Maybe trading will get me a Lambo in 5-10 years. I hear that's what it takes. 5-6 years. By then, I'll probably can't even drive the damn thing, how old I am, but we'll see. Tyson, appreciate you tuning in, man. Have a great night. Man, this is really slow. And we're still in this little range. Slowly coming down. King Caesar, nicely done, bro. 1,500 scalping it. Looks like you're golden for tomorrow. Uh, 23.25. So if you weren't tuned in, I front ran the move to the downside if it decided to bounce there with minimal risk. I've been saying all along, I think it's going to flush down to the pivot point at 23,000. So I got a couple of options. Bore you guys to death watching me wait for 23,000, or build a position down to 23,000 and keep it somewhat interesting. So that's the challenge of live streaming. I want 23,000 to get into a position. Are you guys going to wait and watch me wait for a trade all the way down there? Probably not. So we're building it as we go down there. And then I'll make decisions. If it wants to flush below 23,000, then we can stop out, or we watch for the bounce. Now, if the bounce happens here, in other words, this is the level for the bounce, then I'm in position. I'll pick up some points. So as you see, this is not financial advice, for entertainment purposes only. Crypto, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Slowly, just started. This is week 3. I'm sorry, this is week 4 of me actually now live streaming every day, New York Eastern. Again, guys, if you're looking for a pro trader and signals and all that stuff, this isn't the channel. I'm just another trader. Probably some of you are better than me. But I've managed to pick up a couple of strategies that have kept me profitable for the last 2 years. Profitable meaning payouts are higher or more than what I've put into evals and activation fees and all that good stuff, and building from there. Whether it's using the same strategy, getting better, staring at that ceiling and asking yourself, what did I just do after you blow everything? I've been there. I still do that. King Caesar, I wouldn't trust my trades. I would fade my trades. But yeah, trading live is not easy. I'll tell you that much. Live streaming is no joke. Number one, it's the pressure for performance, right? You gotta perform. And I think that's part of the toughness. The tough part of live streaming is taking the loss. Not only are you accepting the loss for yourself, you're accepting the loss live. The good thing is I've taken some pretty bad losses with like 10, 20 viewers. So hopefully if I ever get to 100, 150, you know, I've made all the mistakes with the smaller viewership. But yeah, I'll be very upfront. Trading live stream is not easy. You have that. You got to perform, right? The good thing is I've made it a point to make sure my live stream, whether it's this session or the New York session, it's raw. In other words, I have no problem showing a big loss. I took a big loss today live. And there was a learning lesson there. I didn't take the loss because the market manipulated, there was market manipulation or the market moved and, you know, it was totally uncalled for. I took a loss because I failed to have discipline. I failed to stick to a strategy, and that's why I lost. Most of the times when I lose big, it's because of emotional trading or revenge trading or tilt, right? If I stick to what I do, I'm profitable, period. It's when you deviate, you start moving stops, you start fooling around, you think you figured it out, that's when you pay. K's, you're right. I was doing fine in the sense that you don't want to take a loss live stream, you're right. And you kind of close your trades pretty tight. Today, for whatever reason, I got caught in a bad news event. For whatever reason, today, I took a big loss. Yes, I recovered a part of it afterwards on the bounce, on the Powell bounce, or the Powell news bounce, but it wasn't good trading. It's prop firm trading, right? You then play to recover. But majority of my big losses, when I take a big loss, it's not because I failed in my strategy. It's because I was what's the word I'm looking for? I refuse to take a loss. Stubborn, and you start mentally, you start making excuses for your stop. Oh, well, we missed this level. I'm going to capture it on the next level. And you get to that level, you still don't close. All right, well, if it missed this level, that means it's going to hit this level, and then we'll get the bounce, right? Then it hits that level, you still don't close. The solution is have a stop and stop fooling around with it. Today, it happened. I got caught in some nasty news action. And what can I say? Not hiding it. Discipline is everything in trading. When you lose your discipline, you're going to have a bad day. Well, yeah, K's. Fortunately, I didn't add into it. Fortunately, I didn't add into that trade this morning. I refused to DCA. Of course, I was live, so that's part of the reason I wasn't going to DCA. I wasn't going to blow an account live. Had I DCA'd, though, it's interesting. Had I DCA'd, I would have recovered. Because if you remember this morning, you had the Powell news that Powell was going to be fired. Trump tweeted, okay, you had the PPI print. Inflation is not anywhere as bad as we've been led to, right? So why aren't interest rates going down? And Trump immediately fired at Powell today saying, all right, why aren't you dropping interest rates? We need to fire you. So as soon as that tweet goes out, market goes down. Then he corrected himself. Well, I'll take it back. I'm not going to fire him. And then the market goes right back up. I got caught in that mess. No excuse. And bad decisions. I'll own up to it. Bad decisions. But I did make it a point not to DCA. I did close at a pretty bad loss live stream. Yes, I picked up the bounce and I recovered a good portion of that loss, but I still walked out 1,200 in the red. All right, this is the NQ that just won't dump and it won't pump. King Caesar scalping that long, baby. Man, I wish we had some more movement today. Whether I take the loss or not, but move. And Andres Cruz closing in the green. Nicely done, brother. Good for you. Trader's bait. Yeah, listen, I recovered, but it wasn't good trading, right? It was prop firm trading, and I tried to avoid that. Today was one of those days that it got the best of me, and you take it in the chin. But if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Help me out with the YouTube algo as long as you're enjoying the content. Like I said, I mainly do New York, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, win, lose, or draw. It's a little more exciting in terms of movements. There's been, this is week 4. There's been some nice green days, quick, easy, one and done trades. There's been complicated trades. There's been, well, today was a tilt day. Today we finally got hit on the live stream. But that's what trading is. That's what real trading is, right? Good, bad, and ugly. And that's my goal. It's my journey here trading. Like I said, I'm no pro. I'm no trading guru by any means. This is simply a channel to journal my journey trading futures and see where it goes. Wow, still stuck in this range. She don't want to go anywhere. She's struggling. You guys are probably asking yourself, why are you on the 1 minute with this price action? I trade the 1 minute for New York, but if we switch to the 5 minute, we've been battling the 200 and the 20, right? They're coming to this area. Boom, right there. Unable to push above the 200 and the 20, providing the initial resistance to this. Are they going to be able to blow through? We'll see. But yeah, I only have the 1 minute chart because that's what I'm used to. It's what I trade for New York. But yes, no need to be on a 1 minute for the after hours with this price action. King Caesar's been trying to go to bed for like an hour and he's still here. King Caesar's wife was yelling at him about an hour ago. My kids, today was the first day of school for my son here in Arizona. Because of the weather, they start school a lot earlier. So today was the first day, and I had to. Supposedly I was going to take him to school this morning, and I got stuck in those bad trades this morning. I had to text my wife; she's upstairs. Take him to school. I'm in a bad trade. I did pause the stream, or not pause. I walked out of the stream for a little bit, at least to say goodbye and all that good stuff. But that's how bad it was this morning. All right, are we going to come back into this range, touch the top, and come back down? It's kind of getting boring. I might have to leave this overnight, set a stop somewhere around 9. I guess I have to leave a stop around 980 minimum. Well, let's see if we can get out of this and call it a night. Just not giving us action. I can't trade without momentum. That other JC. Yeah, if you were tuned in this morning, I took a little break. That break was supposed to be to drive the kid to school for his first day. I had to just say, hey, have a great day. Stuck in a trade. All right, let's see if she takes off. I'm not in full position, but how long do I want to be in this? For another 2 hours to be in full? Yep, I'm in a long. I'm in a long, trying to build a position in a long. She didn't flush where I wanted, and she ain't pumping. So we're stuck. Knowledge seeker. Honestly, I stopped trading pre-market after losing 2 accounts. Yeah. I don't trade Asia that often. I love 9:30 a.m. Eastern on. Now I don't trade from 8 a.m. Eastern to 9:30. I've taken some losses trying to trade pre-market. 8 to 9:30 a.m. I just not my forte. Yes, sir. Trader's bait. At this point, being in this trade now for a couple of hours, for an hour now. 2038 is the goal. This is the 200 SMA here. It's also where we have VWAP. VWAP is right around there. So I think at this point, this is just long in this trade. It just didn't play out. We'll get some green. It's not how I wanted it, but it is what it is. We'll take it. We'll call it a night around VWAP and that 200 SMA. I don't know. Just not moving. 9:30 to 11. That's where it happens. I usually try to be done within the first half hour to an hour. If I'm trading an hour after the open, it's usually because I'm in the red. But I usually try to get it done within the first hour. Win, lose, or draw. Oh boy, she ain't moving. Give us something. Came back to the middle of this range. If it's just going to be a little range-bound night, then that's it. No fireworks. But if you're new to the stream and you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'm liking the idea of 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I start at 9:15 a.m. Eastern and 9:15 p.m. Eastern for the after hours. So I'll be here for the rest of the week at night as well. King Caesar scalping it. He's scalping to infinity, bro. Love it. Oh man, just won't move. I know it's the Asia session, but give me something. Give me something to talk about. I don't even mind taking a loss, but give me the loss or give me the win, right? Low risk. All right, guys, if the market tanks, blink twice so you guys can signal me because it ain't moving. While I check my emails, just blink twice if it crashes and I need to close. Oh, has anybody watched the Netflix show on, is it Titan or yeah, Titan, the submersible? Has anybody watched that Netflix show? Talk about the perfect analogy to trading. I remember when I watched that show, I remember when I watched the news that the submersible had imploded or whatever. At the time, I figured, okay, I think the news at the time was, yeah, it was made of carbon fiber, and that's why it imploded. Done deal. I actually watched the Netflix show last weekend. It's the perfect analogy to trading. This is a CEO who refused to accept that he was wrong. His whole plan with this Titan submersible was around carbon fiber. And he was gung-ho on this idea that he would be able to make a submersible that would be able to handle the pressure of 4,000 feet using a carbon fiber hull. Every engineer out there, everyone in that community has made it clear for decades that carbon fiber won't work at that pressure. He went to Boeing. He got a third-party test. The company that made the carbon fiber hull gave a failure on a test that I think it only made it up to like 3,500 feet, and it failed. It failed throughout the whole process. And he still decides to run this thing to 4,000 feet, and the thing implodes finally. Obviously, it was a tragic story, but as I'm watching this, I'm like, that's trading. Everything was telling him, every test, every engineer, every guru in that industry was telling him that thing's going to implode. Carbon fiber will not hold at that level. Nope. I'm the wonder of the world. My IQ is above everybody. I'm privileged. I come from money, and boom, the thing explodes, implodes, just like everybody else thought. Bright guy, smart guy, just refused to accept he's wrong. Crazy. That's trading for you. And on that note, I think we're going to call it a night pretty soon. When the market doesn't move, you'll just hear JC go on rants. All right, what do we got? It's creeping up. Let's see if we get, what do we got? VWAP at 38. Where's my TP at 36? See if we get it on this wave. I'd like to close and go to bed. I didn't get the full position that I was looking for, but it is what it is. The bounce did not happen at pivot point. It happened a little earlier. But at this point, something is something. Well, let's see. Are we going to be range bound, or are we going to pop out to test VWAP? If we do pop out, thank you for tuning in. I know there's a lot of talented streamers out there, and I know there's a lot other streamers to watch. So thank you for spending some time here. Even if you're hopping, that's what I used to do. I'd have 2 or 3 streamers and watch them all. So thanks for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate you. This is my little journey here. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. D Lorenzo, another YouTuber, another fellow YouTuber as well. Make sure you guys check out his content. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I think that's it for tonight. It looks like we're going to get VWAP. If it flushes back down, then that's it for me tonight. I think we waited long enough. But again, thanks for tuning in. We're going to do it New York Eastern, 9:15 a.m. every day, and we'll do Asia, or the after hours or overnight session a couple times a week. This week I'm going to do it every day, so you'll see me here until Friday, God willing, as long as the kids and the wife don't make it complicated for me, and as long as we don't blow accounts. Because I'm tired of it reinvesting. Trader's bait. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna let it close. It's 2 hours, man. It's 2 hours. Jesus Christ. 2 hours. New York. It'd be 2 minutes at most. I'm just kidding. We're having a good time here. Some good conversation. Remember, this is all conversation. Nothing to take personal. Sometimes things get lost in translation between how they're typed and what I say. One thing you'll learn about me, I mean no ill will on anyone. Just have a good time here. Let's trade. Let's make some money. Let's lose some money. We'll brag about the wins. We'll brag about the losses. We'll brag about the draws. That's the vibe here. Oh man, look at that. Missed TP there. Oh, and then she flushes down. There you go. Real me, bruh. What up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Oh man, now she's gonna come back. It's range bound, man. This is what you don't want to get stuck in. Boom, 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 boom. And we literally hit the top of that range. We come back down. And at that point, do I really want to entertain that for another 2 hours? Probably not. I may just leave that trade open, put a stop on it, put a TP all the way to the sky, and see if I wake up in the green. Yeah, it looks like it's going to test the 20. You're right. We may get a little test here, and then either flush right back down to the bottom of this range, or continue to the downside. What I do know is TP did not get hit. But again, if you're new, if you're just hopping on, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Little YouTuber like me, that actually goes a long way, helping me with the YouTube algo. If you're enjoying the stream. I would only ask for a like and a subscribe if you're enjoying the stream. Otherwise, let's see if we can get this close or TP to get hit. Otherwise, if we're going to take it all the way back down, oh man, that means I got to get something to drink, some water, and probably stay on for another hour. Oh, she's going back. She's doing it dirty. She's coming back all the way down and tested. Doing it dirty. And if you're new and you trade New York, I'll be on tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, God willing. Hopefully, I can get it done by 8 a.m. Arizona. I'm in Arizona, so I'm 3 hours behind. For me, the New York Open is at 6:15 a.m. I'd like to take my kid to school tomorrow at 8 a.m. Arizona, which means I have an hour, 2 hours to get it done. Well, an hour, 45 minutes. So hopefully it won't be a repeat of today, stuck in a bad trade for a long time. And we missed TP there. She's coming all the way back down. Let's see how far. Ooh. She's going range to range. It's range bound. Now let's see if we get the flush that we were looking for down to 23,000. But at that point, that'll be a trade that'll probably just stay on for the night. I'll put a stop around 980. And we'll see if I wake up in the green or in the red. Tim, thank you for subscribing. Anybody who subscribed tonight, thank you. I appreciate you. I know I haven't done the best job monitoring all that good stuff. I'll get better, I promise. I'll get better. This is week 4 for me of live streaming. You got guys out there doing this for 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I got years to go. This is the beginning of my journey. And TP was missed by a couple points, and she's coming back to test the bottom of that range. Looks like we're in for another hour. I missed that wave. But like I said, we've been in this range, right, for a good part of this night. Indecision at what's going to happen out of this. We attempted, that's technically a look above and fail right now, and we're back in the middle. Let's see if we create the bounce here, or we come back to test the bottom of this. Initially, I've been waiting for 23,000, in other words, a stronger pullback here to complete my position. I was looking for the bounce at the pivot point. But I think you guys would probably go crazy just waiting for me to wait for the pivot point. So we started the position a little earlier with some micros, and the goal was to build it stronger down here. Didn't play out. At this point, hopefully we can get to TP and call it a night. Traders Beta, I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate everybody. Just starting this journey. We'll see where it goes. Man, this is slow. This is slow. Oh boy. I'd like to go to bed. Can we close this trade and go to bed? We didn't get the flush that I was looking for, unfortunately. And it's a little... I don't know if I want to be in a trade for another 2 hours. I'd rather go to bed and... like I said, I'll see you, whoever trades New York and you want to hop on, I'll be on in the morning. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully it's moving more. And we can make it a little more interesting. While we wait, any thoughts on funding ticks? So funding ticks, if I'm not mistaken, is the prop firm that PW is affiliating with. I gotta think that he's done his research, and based on that alone, I think it's good. He's been promoting it. He's now promoting affiliates. In other words, inviting affiliates to join funding ticks. For him, it's risky to take a prop firm that's going to fail. I would think he's done his research. I'm very close to testing funding ticks because of that, to be honest with you. Love him or hate him, PW has done a great job lately controlling some of these new prop firms and, you know, which prop firm is really going to make it long term and which one's not. So based on that alone, I think I'm going to give funding ticks a shot as early as next week. The one that I'm still undecided on, and by the way, is anybody on this stream that has been trading Prop Shop? Prop Shop is one that I've heard different opinions on. I'm curious if you guys have traded it and have you gotten a payout on it. I want to give it a shot. It's another one that offers 20 accounts. And King Caesar, see ya. I don't want to overtrade and get trapped. You've been saying that for 2 hours, bro. I love you. That's why I love you. You're the king scalper. You'll say I'm done, and 5 minutes later, all right, guys, I'm in with 2 longs. All right, scaling in. I love it. All right, we got TP. All right, we can call it a night, guys. I made like, I don't even know how much. Oh my God. That was depressing. We didn't get the full position. I was obviously waiting for 23,000. We just didn't get that. And unfortunately, we didn't get the rest of the building. The bounce happened earlier, and it is what it is. Tomorrow, hopefully, we get some more action. I might have to switch to minis. The only reason I switched to micros is because New York, I'm only trading minis. I figured this was going to be a setting of a position and we get like some quick 40, 50 points up. And so I may have to trade minis tomorrow if it's slow. We'll see, but I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Di Lorenzo, I did prop shop, but boy, I busted those accounts so fast. Sounds like my Lucid accounts. I bought Lucid accounts and I blew those pretty quick. But I'm curious if anybody is trading prop shop and has gotten a payout. Let me know. 20 accounts. Listen, I love my days last year with 20 accounts on Apex and 20 accounts on Fast Track. That's how I made the 200K in payouts last year, it was because of the leverage of two prop firms with 20 accounts. This year, my payouts are behind because of that. I just don't have that leverage. With Apex, I'm trying to stay under the radar with 5 accounts, 5 PAs. Who knows? Maybe I'll push it to 10 or 15. But we know the stories with Apex this year, and I need more leverage. I need more leverage to be able to get closer to the payouts that I took last year. Di Lorenzo, you went crazy last year. Yeah, last year was good. This year has been fair, to say the least. Payouts have happened, but not anywhere close. I mean, it's what, July? So technically, well, I am very close to half of last year, but I was hoping for more. Can't beat myself up for it. It's a journey. This isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. I think the biggest part, like I explained earlier, I think the biggest part of my lack of or slower payouts this year is I switched to 150Ks. I did the math. So I went over this earlier. I did the math on my 50Ks last year. I got great payouts, great income. Cost me about 20 grand after you factor in evals, resets, activation fees. Cost me about 20 grand, and I was buying straight to funded, right? Fast track trading was straight to funded. So I had 20 of those. I think I went through two sets of 50K accounts, and those were straight to funded, $400 each. And then Apex, I went through 2 or 3 months of 20 accounts paid out every month. It was like clockwork. I don't know what the market was last year that it worked out. Anyways, long story short, even with all the buying of straight to funded and 20 accounts, I still walked out very nicely in the green after expenses. This year, I just don't have the 20 accounts. I have like 25 accounts spread out through different prop firms, different consistency rules, different this. And maybe it's the 150Ks. I switched to 150 this year, so I'm burning less accounts. In other words, I haven't blown as many accounts as I blew in 2024, but my payouts are not anywhere close as last year either, because I'm not blowing the account, but I'm also not getting a payout because it's a lot of back and forth. You know, I'll go 2-3 days, get up to 5,000, not 2-3 days, let's say 2 weeks, and I'll get to 5, 6, 7,000, and then I'll take a loss week and come back down to 5. Then I'll get back to 8, and it's like this. I don't know. It's a roller coaster. It's a little weird, but payouts have happened. They just have not been as juicy as last year. Last year, like I said, and it's documented here on YouTube, a lot of those payouts, I made it all the way up to 200K in payouts. Again, with the luxury of 20 accounts with FTT and Apex. And it cost me about 25K. This year, barely half. No, I'm at half, but it's been a struggle to get there. So maybe it's the 150Ks, maybe it's the market. I don't know. We'll see. Charles Zhang, wanting that buffer is the downside. Yeah, I'm being as upfront as I can. The 9. Now, I also don't trade the 150Ks with double lots. In other words, if I trade a 50K with 1 mini or 2 minis, I'm not doubling up. So that's part of it too. I'm still trading the 150Ks like I would trade a 50K. So of course, your time is extended. I've blown a lot less. In other words, my cost to trade this year has been nothing, but my payouts have been very slow. So maybe I have to split it up. Maybe 10 150Ks and 10 50Ks, knowing that the 50Ks can technically blow up sooner. We'll see. All right, guys, we hit TP. We made an astronomical win today. We didn't get the entry that I wanted, but it looks like it's playing out. I will see you guys tomorrow. I think that's going to be my new game plan, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 9:15 p.m. Asia. Di Lorenzo, fellow YouTuber, make sure you guys hit that channel. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in, getting in the conversation. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much with all my rants here. But yeah, NASDAQ is ramping up now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Keep it green. And it's time for me to go to bed and spend time with the fam. Thank you. Have a great night, guys.